try to get by, or you'll get dealt with and trapped. Because this is like not too far from your house. No, it's literally like down the street up 5 minutes. 5 minutes away. So you've gone here like every single day? Like how long has this place been around? I think it opened before I moved to Vegas, so I came a handful of times, maybe in 2011, 12. And then just every visit back. I visited a lot more before COVID, so that kind of was the long time away from here. Now, I know we were kind of like talking about it. What is your favorite? We've got some goodies coming. Those goodies. Alright, it's good salmon. It's good. So, you were born and raised here in Wappinger Springs. Okay. Literally the same house that my mom is in is the house that I grew up in. I never moved from there as a kid. And cheerleading was what you first got into? As a sport? As a young kid, I kind of tried a little bit of everything to figure out what I liked, and that was really cool about growing up. The biggest thing with my parents were like, you can't quit something, but if you didn't like it, we're not going to sign up again. Pretty much that's how it was, you know. There are no tryouts when it's kid days. So I tried soccer. I liked it for a little while. Then I didn't like running anymore. Tried what else was there? Tried softball. In junior high, I did track and field because then I liked to run, so it went in stages. I didn't want to run when they told me to. I wanted to run when I wanted to run, I guess. Right. And I did long distance. I did the mile run, which was long distance for track and field, and then I jumped the hurdles because of cheerleading, actually. So I did kind of skip a little cheerleading. When did I start cheerleading? I started cheerleading in 6th grade, and that was like then through as long as I could. And then after graduating high school and going to college, there was no cheerleading team, so that's actually how I got started into fitness, bodybuilding. I wanted to do fitness because of cheerleading, and I just thought that's naturally what would be the best route to go. The local show here in Poughkeepsie that Matt Johnson puts on from House of Nutrition didn't have fitness, but it had figure, and I was told figure is fitness without the routine. It's the first 2 rounds, so I was like, that would be a good place to start. Fast forward, loved that, kept training, grew some more. Was told my biceps are bodybuilder biceps, not figure biceps. Tried Fit Body, which is like physique. King. And then was like, you know what? I keep getting this feedback of cutting down the legs. I had big legs, always had big legs. And when cutting them down wasn't working, I decided to take a whole year off and grow shoulders and then try bodybuilding. Just figured I have to match. So I really focused on the shoulders. And here I am.
So as far as bodybuilding shows go, it's not that big up here. There's only one.
It actually is pretty big. There wasn't fitness back then, but they do have every October. There's the NPC. I think it's called Northeast now. I always call it NPC Poughkeepsie show. And then all the ones that like where we were for the New York Pro, that same stage, that Team Marriott, is where they have the USA Team Universe, the Team Universe show. They have Atlantic States, Metropolitan, a bunch of amateur shows, and there's also, I don't know if it's still Terrytown, there was a White Plains show, which is all kind of close.
But now was that around when you were, I know New York Pro's been around for a long time, but were a lot of these other shows, was it, or were there just like two?
Those shows were all around, but there wasn't a lot of women's bodybuilders. Like in one show, for instance, I was the only one. Okay. And so I pretended like I was the guest poser. It was an amateur show, but I was like, oh, I'm the only one? Like, that's all right. I just went out there, did my thing. And,
yeah.
cooking everything and stuff. It's really nice to be home and take care of school, even though like Mark does all the cooking typically. But the last few weeks I ate fish. Mark doesn't cook fish. Have you seen his video of the fish, how to cook fish?
I've seen a couple of his how-tos in the kitchen, but I have not seen that one.
So I'll tell you because it's funny though. So I did have one piece of cod that I let in the refrigerator too long, and I wasn't going to use it. It wasn't going to be okay to cook. Like it defrosted, and I didn't cook it fast enough. So he wanted to do this video. I was like, go for it. It's fine. He's like, all right. He's videoing. All right, you guys. I don't typically eat fish, but when I do, this is how I cook it. So he's like, takes it out, puts it on a paper plate. He's like, first you guys season it, puts a little salt, a little pepper. It's like, then you just take this right over here, and you just open the trash, pour it in. There's no good way of cooking fish. It always sucks. Like that's like his video, so it's funny. But it actually really was funny. but I like the fish, but I have to cook it. When he does the cooking, it's usually like bulk chicken, bulk beef, bulk turkey, and we're both eating and measuring what we need. But yeah, I'm really thankful to have that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's really good. That
I'll do the dishes and the cleaning and the cleanup, but yeah.
That makes the process of getting ready for a show so much better too when you have your partner that's already on the same page with you.
I overpack. Better over than under.
Yeah.
If they're not going to charge you because they didn't even look, I got lucky.
Yeah, remember it was 51 and you were over that 50, so you got away. You got away.
That was funny.
But that's good. So you guys were able to bring, like you guys brought all your...
I brought everything. We cooked everything the night before and froze like almost all of it, and just left out the things that I was going to be eating on like the plane and stuff. So like frozen chicken, frozen sweet potatoes, frozen rice. Some of the rice wasn't like, we actually didn't cook any rice. I got the jasmine rice by P.F. Chang. It's just jasmine rice. No nothing, and it's frozen like so we just took it out of the box and used those as ice packs along with the frozen foods, and then as they thaw and they went in the fridge, and then I basically cooked them. They actually still stayed pretty frozen even on the top of that mini fridge, and then I would run down to the microwave room and cook like 2 packs. Mark did the first run and then I did the second one, so I think we made like 4 cups of rice, which really wasn't that much. The sweet potatoes were great. I actually liked when they were like, I mashed them and I had them halfway thawed. It sounds weird, but it tasted like it was like sweet potato ice cream.
Ooh. Well, I guess you'll tell yourself anything when you're in that mode. You're like, oh, this is good. This is yummy. Sweet potato ice cream. So when you and I actually met last year, officially, we've been supporting each other. Yes, in person. We've been supporting each other for a while, but when we had the conversation, and you were talking about how you've been kind of on you've been working a lot. You've been, kind of on this like, I guess, you've been in this lane, like tunnel vision in your own little world and doing what you want to do. But part of you kind of was itching and thinking, and then you talked, and then you saw where bodybuilding is and what some of us ladies are showing up and doing and representing, and you said, okay, this I can see it, and I can see it in your eyes. Now I want to know, after we talked, and that was in May, so now we're in May, so this has been a whole year has transpired, right?
That was literally May 14th. May 13th was the meet and greet, and May 14th was the show. That show in general, just the whole, like, that I could go to the athlete meeting and I didn't, like, get kicked out or something for just tagging along. Watching the behind the scenes and how it was ran, it's sad that the promoter retired because he was such a good...
Steve Bowers, yeah.
I mean, that was like, oh, wow, this is what it's like.
It was a nice show.
But at the same time, like, the people that were there, including you, they're just like, I don't know. I wasn't competing, but I felt special when you were like, I know you, and like we just like got, and it was like, and then when we started talking, it felt like I knew you forever too, and we were just kind of like friends already. And I felt like that's one of the things in bodybuilding that I miss that was like that. Like when we would go backstage and, maybe not before prejudging if everybody's got nerves or whatever, but sometimes But typically coming back for finals, everybody was friendly.
Yeah.
Everyone was always like, you know, like how we were when we met, and I thought, like, that's something that I'm missing. And living the lifestyle with Mark and him getting ready was like, all right, how much will it take for me to just, you know,
commit to that and go all in?
Yeah, because I was like halfway in, but for normal life.
Right.
So I felt like I was good for
when
normal.
Yeah, you were.
But you know, I was like, I think I just need to like flip the switch. So we got back home. So the show was on the 14th. The 15th was what, Sunday? We got home Sunday. Yeah, we left early in the morning. We went. That show ended early, which was nice, so we did get to explore Saturday. Like, we were out and about, and then Sunday our flight was like 6 a.m. or something. So we were home, and it was like 8 in the morning. I think we went out to breakfast. And that day, I emailed my coach Thackeray, or reached out on Instagram. Somehow I reached out, and I was like, do you still coach? Because I talked to you about like who coached you, and I wasn't sure. I didn't know if he was still coaching, because I seen like different posts on Instagram. It wasn't as much, and he was like, "Hey, champ, like of course for you, you know." And it was like, so then right there I was like, oh, I think I texted you. I got my coach back.
Yes, you did now.
Like,
yeah.
And so I think we started talking a few days. Like, official day one was May 19th. And I know because it popped up recently on my like Instagram story, and that was the first progress pictures I sent, and we were like, let's get a plan going. We got a new off season. I know it's going to be it's not like I'm picking a show this year. We're planning for next year. We'll wait till January till the schedule comes out, but I'm thinking of, you know, these idea around May. That's what I was looking at. Mark and I wanted to do shows that were about 4 weeks apart from each other, so that we could help each other in the final weeks.
Yep.
So we were like, what he wants to do, that I have to find one either 4 weeks later or 4 weeks before.
Yeah.
But that was the plan, and it was neat because this show was May 20th. So like the athlete meeting was 1 year after. Like, we trained for a year for that. Like, this was. It was just meant to be.
Yes.
Initially, I was thinking of doing the Omaha show because Mark was thinking of doing the Indy, and those were perfect for the time difference. Then when Indy got canceled because he, of course, like, he's retired. It's not a big. It's okay. But since that happened, we had to think of a different show and for him. And then Omaha didn't have women's bodybuilding this year. I looked and I was like, oh my God,
I know,
they don't even have it. So there goes that.
Yeah.
So then we thought, you know what? I think New York is just like, it's a sign. I always wanted to do it. And I was like, but since I'm kind of competing secondary, like that's him, then I'm going to go to like whatever is the 4 week, you know, like that's what we decided. And so
so this was it.
And when it ended up being able to choose New York, I was just like, yes. He's from New York too, so he's from Rochester area, so like more north. Hours away, but still New York is like.
Yeah, so that's why you guys are really, you know, okay, I get it. Because I didn't know if he was a West Coast guy, and that's, you know, okay. Wow. So have your families?
And they've met, like my mom and stepdad have come to Arizona to visit this December and last December, so they've met and got along. But like, he got to meet my brothers this trip. He got to meet my some of my step family, and like even one of the neighbors down the road like came over on Sunday. Like I used to babysit her kids, and like she's good friends with my mom, and it's just like people came over. Just like it was nice. So he got to see like some more of I guess me. And then like going back to New York, I used to watch that show. I watched it when it was Kathy LaFrancois was competing, and there was women's bodybuilding. That was way before I was even bodybuilding. And then I watched it when there wasn't bodybuilding, and there's a picture of Ann Sheehan, Michelle Brent, and we're all three of us together. We're like flexing, and we went to the show and there was no bodybuilding, but we were watching physique, you know. And so it was kind of like, when are they going to bring bodybuilding back? When they brought it back in 2019, I wasn't ready. Then there's 2020, again, not ready. 2021, I meet Mark. That's where this all kind of like, I feel like just being in the right place, the right time, we have a really good dynamic, and that's what made this all possible, you know? Like, I don't know if I would have wanted it without living that way, like with some, you know? And then seeing like, you do this and everything else. You have a whole entire life. Like, how do you do that? And then like watching, one, I just think he's amazing, but two, it's like, that's possible. So get your shit together, Rene. Like, that's sort of how I was like, stop thinking you can't do things you want to do, you know, because I feel guilty or I have to pay off these credit cards, or like, yeah, there's things that are important, and that's what also made me push back and wait till I really was ready, not just physically, but like I don't want to feel guilty for doing something that I want to do. So I had to like kind of check some boxes and make some progress elsewhere, and it all worked out.
Yeah, that's so good.
Make a plan.
Yeah, well that's it, right? You have a plan.
Yes.
You set your intentions on that plan, and that's what helps make the process all worthwhile, because it all is like it's just step after step after step after step after step.
Typically 1 a year is what I would feel comfortable doing. That is, if I qualified for Olympia, then that would be more than one. But you know, that's different.
There's an
that's a different
exception to the
scenario.
rule,
Yes,
right?
yes. So I'm all in, but I also have to be smart on the choices that I make and make sure I can handle everything, because if I try to do something and I'm not, and I stress out, and it's not going to be a good result. So I want to keep going with this, how things are working out.
Well, that's key, knowing yourself, and you know yourself, right? You know how far you can go. You know your where you have to put restrictions on yourself, and that's good, because not having that boundary even for our own self, that can not be a good thing later on down the road. So that's good. You're just pacing yourself and just kind of staying in that momentum.
Even like just this year, I was talking to my mom earlier and telling her that like I feel like I met all these people that like, you know, I helped them in some way, they helped me, and I don't like, just all the pieces fell together. Like, it was kind of crazy, you know, from doing a photo shoot and meeting the official tanner of New York like way before the show, and then like a makeup artist making some suggestions about like my eyelashes and the braid, and then like going to, and all these little suggestions, I took them and kind of really got the full package that I wanted to do, and then also just getting that extra help, like from performance supplements. They helped with the member card, the card fee, and they helped with all my sports nutrition supplements and multivitamin. And I can't wait till they have the new like health product lines come out, because that's going to be huge. So that'll really help out. But I mean, the gym that I go to, like everybody's great at Diesel Muscle in Tempe, and just preferred rehab, the chiropractor, massage, bodywork, it's everything. They stretch. There's a membership. You can go as many times as you want. So you better bet I'm going like 4 or 5 days a week. So pretty. I've gotten medals before for doing well in shows, but I've also never placed higher than 8th in the pro show. Or sorry, I placed 6th in the figure, but it didn't count. So getting a trophy was the best. Like, I can't believe I got a trophy. That was the best placing that I ever got as a pro. And like, it's just I feel like it just is even better than a medal. I just have to figure out how to take it home. Mark thinks I can bring it on the plane, but I'm like, oh, just hold it? I'll fall asleep. Like, I don't know. I was thinking of like FedEx shipping it. That's gonna be the biggest thing is you know, we're always trying to eat healthy, so like if we go on a date or something, it doesn't have to always be food related. I mean, in this instant, I'll tell you it is, but we try to do active things. We do like we go to like arcades. We would do like this escape room that's more for adults that plays Bam Kazam.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to an escape room.
You gotta like walk on ropes. You gotta hit things. You gotta be fast. Don't touch the floor. Like there's a lot of like it's fun and stuff like that. But
that sounds awesome.
But our first date he set up was to learn how to make sushi, which doesn't even mean fish. I didn't know that. It just means seasoned rice. You can make sushi with anything you want. So if you're not a fish person, you can make Mexican sushi. Use ground beef and use like taco seasoning. You can put salsa on it. You could do whatever. You literally you wrap it in rice. So it's like a...
No, I didn't even know that.
Oh my God, you can make
I thought you were just saying like, okay, this refers to the rice, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
That's literally what it means. You make anything. You put steak.
Wow.
So we did. We like after we took the class, when we got home, we bought all the stuff. We got the bamboo and I forget all the... I'll know it will come to me if like he starts it out. I know he's probably got a better memory than I do, but like there's a step for everything, and then rolling it tight. Use Saran wrap, and you can cut it through the Saran wrap, and it comes out really pretty looking. And even once we did it backwards by accident, and the seaweed was on the outside, but they make rolls like that too, so it didn't look bad. So you do need the seaweed, like paper, but you can use chicken. I think we did make chicken, turkey, beef, and steak ones, and then we'll get like a piece of ahi tuna because I like that, and then I will use that one, and you can season them different. I feel like we spent so much time making all these like cool looking ones that then it was like time to eat, and you're like, all right, let's eat the fish ones first because the other stuff we can refrigerate, and that's the kind. And that's where we go to like leftover sushi. Yeah. That's the kind that's okay.
Leftover, right. The ones that you can eat the next day, like California rolls.
What is in a dessert roll? I feel like I can't eat it all in one shot.
Alright, here we go. Celebrate. You getting top 3. Woo! Here we go.
Oh. It's pretty good. It's like chocolate too. Chocolate, vanilla, and another bite. Like working out. I know, it's so good. I'm excited. And now I'm like I said, roll myself down to Jersey. See you tomorrow. Yes. See you tomorrow. Like, yes, that is my just kidding. Eat all the food.